Hello, it was Power here to review the Kamen over Quartzer DX Ridewatch Quartzer Set 03. Saying Geki Joban, just not saying that just doesn't sound right. So yeah, here we are with the last and final set of the Quartzer sets, comprising of Amazon Alpha, Neo, and the Blink Ridewatch. Because of the fact Omega was already released as a Lopi ticket item. So they just gave us the Blink Watch, which I'll get to later. So we have Alpha and Omega. We have Alpha and Neo. And they're literally the same exact pictures. Wow. 80 2016 through 80 2017. The three watches. Obviously, the distribution via Team PowerRider. And these are literally the same exact pictures. Why are they... Why couldn't they get new pictures for these guys? What the heck? We get Zamanos. He never got to use any watches. No Heisei, no Rider. You mean no Heisei Phase 2. This is basically for discrimination of Heisei Phase 2 and Reiwa. So obviously we got all three of these boxes. You can see a hand there. So basically the whole gimmick that you're supposed to do with this is that you take all your boxes together, which then creates a large diagram, like a large memoriam of the Quartzer Ride watches, which I think is really neat overall. And obviously I never really touched on the aesthetics of as to why there's all the neon lights and such. That's because they're following the aesthetics of the Pump's party universe, because you know that was the ending for over Quartzer, which I really like overall. I really like that they went to like mimic that style. It's really creative and such. I just didn't want to talk about it until now, just because I wanted to put it with all the boxes together, and I guess you can have all of these messages. So here we have the watches out, like so. So, here we have Amazon Alpha. As you can tell, it's really similar to Omega's QR code repeated by Gamba 078. So, like, I don't know why I went to that already, but as you can tell, secondary color is still black, while the base of it's now red to obviously represent Alpha. The Amazon's Rider symbol, 2016. The face of Alpha. And then here's a comparison that I filmed, or of the watch I filmed 2 years ago. So, I think there's... I don't know, I think it's just because of lighting. But, like, there's definitely, like... It's not as easy to tell that there's a difference between the screens, or like the battery covers. Because speaking of that, here it is. And then I'll just state right away, none of these have special sounds because they were never used. So we have our standard sounds. And I think I should probably state with these watches, it's really clear that obviously all of these were pre-recorded during the time of the movie and not like with Saber, not at the time of Saber in like decade. I think it's really clear. Like I think these watches are like a pure example of they already had them developed, but they just didn't put them out for some reason. Anyways, here we have Amazon Neo, which his is really interesting, but also works well with the aesthetic. Again, like you have this really nice like indigo blue. It's, I mean, in person now it's kind of showing up as purple, but again, this is getting whitewashed a lot. Then we have the annual silver secondary color. Always love it. QR code for Gamba again, 080. We still have the Amazon's Rider symbol, but now the date has changed to 2017. And then the face. Battery cover. So. And yeah, so that's basically it for our standard ride watches. Now we get our specialty item, the blank ride watch, which, you know, works really well with the Quartzer ride watch or the Quartzer riders because of the fact they did have one blank watch on their ride watch holders and such. But obviously the blank ride watch is like a main significant watch, obviously, because this watch creates, I mean, it's the watch that allows the time jackers to absorb the powers of riders and such. So obviously this is the same kind of base as the another watches. I didn't bother bringing any out just because this is different enough. Also just because I didn't want to bother with it. So we do have this nice watch face of the, like, you know, like the innards of the ride watch and such. And I really do like the just gunmetal base it is overall. QR code. This one is 098 or 96. 96. And then again, just like another watch, the battery cover is completely white. And then like the other watches, we get another lens. Now lens, a cover and such. So pulling this out, this thing actually is a first for a ride watch. But the first mode that it's automatically in is ride watch mode, which when we press the top, we get the curation of the Geo ride watch. And as you saw there, it was a purple LED, or sorry, a pink LED. However, when we press it again, we get the curation of the Tsukiyomi ride watch. However, it's white. So this is our first ride watch to have multi-colors, which is really neat. And then when we hold it down, it's purple, where we get the another rider mode, because obviously for all the time jackers, basically, you know, how they create the another riders is that they activate the watch first and then shove it at the person's chest. So now with this one, this will cycle through all 20 Heisei riders from Kuga to Geo. So we sadly don't get like the future riders or like any auxiliary riders, sadly. But you know, let's just quickly go through them. And then to switch it back, simply hold this down. And now we're back. So let's use the GQ driver and everything else, because I've been forgetting to say everything else. So we examine us once again. As you can see, just like Omega, it's the screen is relegated to the color of the rider. So Alpha obviously does get his own screen happily, and it's in the official romanization ALFA, and obviously just like Omega, it's in the same like scheme of like how it's done. It's just part of the transformation, and then cuts to a, I assume, originally composed jingle for Amazon. I honestly am leaning towards that it's supposed to be for Amazon himself. So there we have the violent Zamanos time break. Obviously violent coming from violent slash. Then Neo. There we have half of the literal transformation of Neo, which is definitely interesting for sure. Like, I'm not upset by it because it is consistent, at least. But this kind of just leads me into like kind of wishing they just fully committed to just having the full composed jingle. Anyways, I really like how these two look. Also, it's just, again, nice to have a blue screen. There we have the Amazon Zamanos time break. Obviously, Amazon coming from Amazon slash? Yeah. And then we will not be able to see the rider times for these because we had to prioritize this watch. So we're going to bring back Geo for this one because Tsukiyomi's behind me. So as you can see, it's a white LED. As you can see, it's a 7 LED. Yeah, we finally got the nothing track, which I'm really happy about, because it makes sense. And also, I just really like the sound this makes, because it literally doesn't bother trying to time itself. Because if we try to do a time break, it literally just does nothing. Because that's all it does. But it still correlates after, which is pretty cool. And I discovered this doing the demo, but if you hold it down and then insert it like so, and if we do that again, as you can see, it's actually purple. But then if we try to do a finisher, it acknowledges it's in the another watch mode, which I didn't know it does that. So that's really cool that this thing does have. This thing does have two modes. It's just that it doesn't really matter what you press, because if you try to, this thing is. If you try to like, do the Tsukiyomi watch creation and then. It doesn't, like, as you tell, it doesn't acknowledge it. Battery's gonna die soon, so let's power through everything. Oh. Shoot. This one actually does something interesting. It just does the button press. But however, I also discovered this actually does something in the weapons. It's really cool. Shoot. Might as well see this. Obviously. Yep. But yeah. So we got 3 minutes left. So yeah, overall, this is probably, like, I don't know, I'm kind of stuck in between liking this set and, set 02, just because, like, yeah, this one is basically centered around, again, one series. However, like, I'm actually kind of glad that, like, it came out the way it did, just because we finally get the another, like, Blank Watch, which are, like I've been basically been saying, like, I really like what they did with it. The Blank Watch, I know a lot of people don't care about it. I know a lot of people are just like, well, why can't we just get, like, a new Omega Watch? And it's just like what I was saying, these watches were most likely already, like, all their sounds and such were most likely have already been done in 2019. Because I think, again, it's really cool that they didn't get the actors back to do this set. They were just like, okay, let's actually finally market this set. So, for them to, like, I just don't think it would have been possible for them to do a new Omega set anyway, or a new Omega watch anyway. But, like, the Blank Watch basically is kind of like, that item of just, like, that works within, these, like, the initiative of, like, okay, let's finally put this out at the song. Because it's just, I actually kind of prefer when they release things that not really everyone clamors about, because those are the items they tend to go do the most unique things about with. Like, again, like I said, this thing actually now has a multi-LED module. Like, this is the first ride watch to actually have 3 LED colors, which is pretty neat. Obviously, having Alpha and Neo is nice, because we finally get to complete the Amazon trio. We finally have a set that's not just green and such. But other than that, the Quartzer sets are honestly one of my favorite sets of the let's finally get this out initiative. Because honestly, they should have been out. But again, You can get these from Team Kamen Rider. I think these retailed for about $45 at least, and such, which makes sense. $15 per three and such. Which, you know, again, it really helps that these were localized. So like, they're these are these alongside the Saber and Decade Complete 21 set should be relatively easy to get. I got mine off of Total Collectibles. I don't know, like, I think maybe GameStop has them. I just recommend Total Collectibles or like Bluefin, or they're no longer Bluefin. I think they're just Bandai Namco Collectibles. What the heck? Anyways, just like, I think this is Geo is honestly the series they did the most. Like, it's kind of like Geo was like the one that like kind of worked the most, and they got out the most. Obviously, like, it kind of sucks as the end of the ride watches because again we have 11 shore riders that I would at least want out. And obviously, you can clamor about more Reiwa Kamen Riders, but honestly, I just want the 11 Show Riders, and then we'll shut up. Or honestly, just do more fan voted sets. I think it would have been, again, they either should have done another fan voted set or just release the rest of the Show Riders. Other than that, I keep saying other than that, I had fun. like these were like really cool. And this is most likely the last Geo review. Second to last because of this thing. But I really just need to get those stupid 4 Gashapon watches. Then I'm like done collecting ride watches and covering Geo. Because like, I'm glad we finally finished Geo after like 4 years? Like 3 years maybe. But yeah. Sorry for the inconsistencies, but let's rave about my stuff. Finishing 0-1. No, Saber! No, gosh darn it. This is power and I'll leave people. Bye.